Okay guys, quick update before we start this video. I did have some technical difficulties while getting the actual movie. I tried getting it off iTunes, but for some reason it only gave me the audio instead of the video. So I got the DVD, but the first 20 minutes or so wouldn't transfer. The rest would, but the first 20 minutes I tried several times, it wouldn't work. I tried writing around it as much as possible, and I'm gonna try and edit around it as much as possible, but due to the fact that it's the first 20 minutes, I'll have to go a little primitive and just shoot some stuff off the TV. So if the first 20 minutes you see some scenes that look really bad, that's the reason. Sorry, couldn't do it any other way. But, that out of the way, let's get to the review. Hello and welcome back to Film Exaggeration. Hey, it's June 24th, you know what that means. Probably not unless you live in Sweden, it's Midsommar. So let's talk about Midsommar. Released in July 2019 by A24, Midsommar was the second feature film of Ari Aster. The previous year, he directed Hereditary, which managed to earn 8 times its budget and get a ton of award recognition. While Midsommar didn't do quite as well financially and critically was probably more polarizing, it still did well and has become kind of a cult classic among film fans. People love talking about this film and all its themes and ideas, and I kinda want to talk about it too. I haven't seen it in almost 3 years, and yet so many parts still stick out to me, which I can't even say for some movies that I liked more from that year. What is it about this strange little film that makes it stand out, and does it still hold up? Well, let's find out. This is Midsommar. We begin in the dead of winter. Okay. As some singer, sounding like she's auditioning for Eurovision, blares over scenes of landscape because it's an A24 film. This is the same company behind A Ghost Story, We Need Pretty Padding. An older couple are sleeping, getting a message from their daughter named Danny, played by Florence Pugh. Is it Pung or Pug?
Please welcome Florence Pugh.
Okay. Her sister Terry sent her a message hinting that she may be considering suicide and possibly even killing their parents. But no need to call the police or a hospital, instead she calls her boyfriend Christian, played by Jack Rayner. You may remember him from Detroit, and speaking of Detroit, one of his friends is Mark, played by Will Poulter, who played the psychotic cop in that film. You can tell from his resting bitch face. Don't get me wrong, I love this guy and can't wait to see him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Danny is worried about her and Christian's future, thinking she's putting too much baggage on him, and he's gonna break up with her.
Yeah, but he doesn't ask me for anything. I've never even seen him cry, so I'm the only one that's leaning.
I love how she acknowledges that she may also be a problem, noting Christian never dumps any problems on her like she does on him. I hear so many breakup stories where the person telling it acts like the other person was the only one at fault. So it's nice to see someone acknowledge they have faults too. And to be fair, Christian does want to break up with her, but he's worried he may regret it. Oh no, Christian, being indecisive is a sin. Just ask your friend Josh. He's played by William Jackson Harper.
I am absolutely paralyzed by decision making, and it is destroying my life.
He's also like over 10 years older than the rest of you. Why is he hanging out with them? Anyway, as I said, he does want to break up because Danny is a bit of an emotional drain, and also they rarely have sex.
That's for you.
Oh god, he finds another woman attractive. What a dick. Well, it seems he's finally ready to break it off. Even his Swedish friend Pelle thinks he should do it before they go on their home trip to his home country. Unfortunately for everyone, Terry went through with her threat, killing herself and their parents via carbon monoxide poisoning. So, guess you can't break up now, otherwise that would just be incredibly awkward. Remember that. Also, Florence is way too good an actress in these crying scenes. She sounds like she's in pain. So a few months pass as we approach summer. Christian still isn't broken up with the woman who has paintings like this on her wall. What the fuck is going on here? Christian kind of does some mind trickery things that some have called gaslighting, and eventually invites Danny along with them, which she accepts. Asshole. Also, it's an A24 film, so a lot of one-take static shots with reflections showing other characters. I'm not complaining, I do like these kinds of shots. Ari Aster's direction is great. It's beautiful, there's some creative shots for a very low-budget movie, and the score is excellent. All that combined does create a very chilling, suspenseful atmosphere. The place they're going is Pele's village that is celebrating the Midsommar festival. They aren't the only outsiders though. Pele's friend also brought two of his English friends named Connie and Simon.
Spoiler alert, they're pretty much the only likable characters in this, so enjoy it.
Anyway, time for the drugs.
What time is it?
It's 9 p.m.
What do you mean? That can't be right. The sky is blue.
It's okay, Mark. It's the midnight sun.
That feels wrong. I don't like that.
I've seen Insomnia. I know the places where the sun never sets, people die. By the way, Cheaty, is all of this for your thesis? Oh god, she's turning into Poison Ivy, so now she's a DC and Marvel character. After the worst acid trip ever, Danny wakes up sober.
How long was I asleep?
3.5 weeks? We thought you were dead!
They actually make it to the village. Yeah, yesterday was just a do drugs in the field a mile from the town kind of day. And it's all very pretty and tranquil and white. Lots of white people. If I were Mark, I'd be scared. These people are creepier than the white people from Get Out. You know, we're seeing this place in the summer. This place would be a hellhole in the winter. No electricity, no heat. They do literally everything outside. How has this place survived?
This is the third worst parade I've ever seen.
I can't tell if these other people not in white are other outsiders or not. I would guess they are, but we never find out anything about them.
Ugh.
Kids, this is what happens when you inbreed. After what I assume is a Swedish exorcism, we meet this girl named Maya, who instantly takes a liking to Christian. But it's Sweden, their age of consent is 15, so maybe she has a chance.
I just love how inconsistent these things are.
Oh, by the way, Christian forgot it was Danny's birthday. That fucking bastard. But at least Pele remembered. Christian can't even remember how long they've been together.
How long have you two been together?
Oh, geez.
Just over 3.5 years?
4 years.
No.
The monster. Oh, there's also a bear in a cage, probably to keep him safe from Christopher Walken. They even come across a tapestry telling the story of a young woman who makes a love potion out of her pubes and period blood to rape a man.
Spoilers, movie.
Well, we think of life like the seasons. So you're a child until you're 18, and that's spring. And then at some point we all do our pilgrimage, which is between 18 and 36, and that's summer. And then from 36 to 54, we're a working age, which is fall. And then finally from 54 to 72, you become a mentor.
What happens at 72?
Oh, you'll find out.
Yeah, I love that the music is all swooning and majestic.
Barnen sitter nere och kollar på Austin Powers om ni vill vara med.
Oh wait, you do have electricity? And you choose to use it by watching Austin Powers? Christian tries to make up for forgetting Danny's birthday, which too little too late, jackass. You deserve to die for this. The next day, everyone heads off to a large cliff for some kind of ceremony, something called Atastuba. They're really building this up. Everyone is quiet at breakfast, they start making weird breathing sounds, the music sounds somber, and two elderly people are placed at the top of the cliff as if they're about to give some kind of rousing speech, and then...
Yeah, that's why no one hit 73, Danny, because at 72, they're killed.
That's what a stupa is, a ceremony where the elderly were killed once they weren't able to contribute anymore. You know, Nazi shit. But you know what? I'm thinking even the Nazis would at least make it quick. One of them doesn't even die right away and has to have his head bashed in.
So, this is the time to leave.
The Americans are freaked out, but the two Brits are the only ones wanting to get the fuck out of there. But to be fair, we are more used to sacrificing people for stupid reasons than they are. Danny seems really affected by it, which makes sense given her family. And also Christian decides he wants to write his thesis on this village, basically stealing his friend's idea.
This guy's a way worse friend than a boyfriend.
Fuck you.
No, do not fuck me. Find your own subject.
Yeah, you tell him, Cheaty.
I seriously doubt that the elders will approve of anything being written down. They're extremely protective.
Yeah, no red flags there. Danny tries to leave, but Pele convinces her to stay through empathy and understanding. And by empathy and understanding, I mean manipulation because he's part of a fascist cult. But we'll get to that later. Christian also tries to be understanding, but he's just not very good at it. Bastard. The next day, Mark pisses on a sacred tree because Simon and Connie leave, but they are only taken to the train station one at a time.
And so it begins.
Simon left without Connie.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
What a dick move.
You're one to talk, you son of a bitch. You're worse than Hitler.
Josh is taught about their holy book that was written by an inbred member of the cult, and he wants to take photos, but they say no. As they hear a woman screaming, Mark is lured away with the promise of ass, because of course this guy will be led to his death by the obviously evil cult, so long as there was sex involved. Also notice that Christian's drink is a lot darker than everyone else's.
It's period blood.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, and there's a pube in his pie. That night, Josh sneaks out to take some pictures of the book he was specifically told not to take pictures of. You know, the cliche is that white people in horror movies are stupid and do things and go places that they obviously shouldn't. But this movie is progressive by letting the black guy be just as dumb. The other two don't seem that worried about them though, but the elders say the book disappeared, thinking Josh must have took it and ran.
And if he did take that book, I just pray you understand we don't associate as friends of his or collaborators or anything.
Again, this guy's a way worse friend than a boyfriend.
Well, actually, he did break the rules and take the pictures. Maybe he would have taken it had they not killed him. So, Christian, you get a pass on this one. Bastard. Christian and Danny are separated, and so I think it's best to look at Danny's story first. She's given a hallucinogenic drink, and then takes part in this maypole dancing competition. It goes on for an uncomfortably long time.
Y'all ready for this?
But eventually ends with Danny being the last one standing, thus she is crowned May Queen. You go, girl. But things go south when she hears some moaning coming from a shack, and inside she sees that bastard Christian fucking Maya. You dirty, rotten shitbag. She cries with the rest of the girls, screaming in pain with her as she mourns the loss of her 4-year relationship.
But let's look at Christian's side of the story.
He goes into a room with one of the elders who asks him how he feels about Maya, saying he has been approved to mate with her.
I think I ate one of her pubic hairs.
In our culture, that's considered second base.
He's also given a special drink that, according to this woman, will break down his defenses and open him up to the influence. He's originally hesitant, but then pressured to take it. Remember that. And once on a trip so bad he doesn't even know what's going on, he is led to a shack and then they make him breathe in something else that basically acts as Viagra, before being led into a room where Maya and a bunch of other women are completely naked and, well, they have sex.
Now, there's a bit of a debate amongst fans of this film on whether or not Christian was raped in this scene. It's a pretty complex issue, actually. Wait, no, it's not. Of course he was raped. I can't see how you cannot call this rape.
He was literally given a drug specifically meant to lower his defenses and make him more open to doing stuff he probably wouldn't have done otherwise, and then forced into a situation where he was made to have sex with someone. I've heard some say he chose to take the drug and thus chose to have sex with her, which, no. Yes, he knew he was taking drugs, and yes, he knew that Maya wanted to mate with him, but they had been taking drugs since they got here, and so far nothing had happened. Why should he have thought this time would be different? Also, even if he did consent to sex with Maya, he certainly didn't consent to an audience or this old woman pushing on his ass as he's thrusting. And he probably would have worn a condom, as she is doing this solely to get a baby. I remember when I saw this in theaters, people were laughing, and to be fair, it is a very over-the-top scene, but it's still rape no matter how you look at it. And this is what Danny sees. After Christian has the worst case of post-nut clarity any human being has ever had, he runs out.
Also, good on Jack Rayner for going full frontal in this part.
He finds the remains of some of the others, Josh buried in the ground and Simon subjected to a blood eagle.
If you don't know what that is, his back was split open, his ribs ripped apart, and his lungs pulled out to look like wings.
He's still breathing, by the way. Eventually, Christian is knocked out and paralyzed, being brought to trial in front of his ex. You see, they need 9 sacrifices, and they already have 8. And now Danny, in her fucking snuggie of flowers, gets to decide whether Christian is sacrificed or a random commune member.
And of course she picks Christian because he's an evil, sadistic, maniacal, I can't do this anymore, he's really not that bad.
Even taking out the fact that he was raped, before that he was just kind of an aloof boyfriend and kind of a lazy friend. Yeah, she should have broken up with Danny long ago, but given the circumstances, I can see how it would be hard. This movie was apparently based around Ari Aster's breakup with an ex-girlfriend. I have no idea what she was like, but Christian here is not really that awful. Certainly not enough to be stuffed in a bear. Nick Cage is probably watching this thinking, oh, so that's how you make that creepy. We see that Josh and Connie were also killed. Did no one tell any family or friends this is where they would be? Seems this place would be found out pretty quick. Yeah, they say that no one knows the actual location, which, okay guys, big red flag there. But with all these people disappearing, you'd think eventually they'd find out. Christian and the volunteers are burned alive as they scream from the pain, and Danny gives the biggest smile, happy that she has left her emotionally abusive boyfriend and found a new family, giving us one of the happiest endings of the last decade.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I say happiest? I meant horrifying!
I am shocked how many people say this is a happy ending. When I first saw it, I didn't think you could possibly see this ending as happy at all. But apparently people actually found this to be a good ending for Danny, which... no! She was brainwashed by a fascist cult. Throughout the whole movie, she has been manipulated, mostly by Pele, and the rest of the group pretending to share her sorrow when she caught Christian cheating.
No. Cheating?
I'm willing to bet the other women even threw the competition so she could become May Queen. This is a murderous, fascist cult that killed several innocent people, and now Danny is stuck in it, separated from everyone she has ever known and won't make it past age 72. I can't believe so many people fell for this. Ariana Grande even had a Midsommar birthday party for herself that year.
Okay, Ariana. I know you had a rough couple of years with the bombing and one of your exes dying and everything with Pete Davidson, but you missed the point.
With all that said, it speaks volumes about this movie that a bunch of people who knew they were going into a movie about a murderous cult ended up siding with the murderous cult and thinking this smile at the end symbolizes Danny's mental state breaking is a joyful moment. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'd say so.
This movie is an experience. The direction, the acting, the cinematography, it all creates something really unique that sticks in your memory where a lot of other films fade away. There's a lot of stuff you don't notice on a first viewing that make it fun to analyze, like how Pele manipulates his friends, or that the tapestry at the beginning basically tells the whole movie. And despite all the themes and symbolism, it never forgets to be a horror movie first. Most of the film is set during the daytime, and not just the daytime, but the brightest, sun's shiniest daytime you can have, and it is still scary, and it manages to teach a very good lesson.
If you ever want to break up with your partner, do it, or they'll burn you alive after you were raped.
While I do have my problems with people's interpretations, it doesn't stop Midsommar from being a very well-crafted horror film that actually does get under your skin. It's kind of like Fight Club in that way. Some of the fans are idiots, but that doesn't take away from how good the movie is.
Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Nothing to lose, but no more to win. The sun ain't gonna shine anymore.
Oh, fuck. It's a new person.
What? I don't want new people right now.